Best Irish music on irishradio.org with Jerry Byrne.
I'm Jerry Byrne. It's Irish Radio now. Since the lockdown and the onset of COVID and all the rest of us, speaking to many of the great and good of music. I've got a young gentleman now who has certainly achieved much in music at a young age. And he's from the scenically beautiful Mayo Bridge in County Down in the Mourne Mountains. I'm delighted to say hello to a gentleman who's made a major impact in music over this past couple of years, Gavin Gribben. Gavin, how are you?
I'm very good, George. Thanks very much for having me on the show.
A real pleasure, Gavin, a real pleasure. Listen, you've made great inroads, but you've always been involved in music from you were a young child.
I have been, yeah. I probably sparked an interest in music when I was on a family holiday in First on a seaside resort called Haven. I played for a talent competition there, and I got to the very end, which was just that. And I was always started as a 4 or 5 year old, so so from then I've been taking an interest in music, whether it be during sessions or whether it be the likes of the Fla and the All Ireland or the Fla Ceol na Hern. As well as then in 2016, I won the All Ireland Scorn and Oak, which was held in the INEC in Killarney.
Right, that's a tremendous achievement. Well done on that. I mean, to
Thanks
win.
very much. Yeah, that was probably the biggest achievement I've had so far.
That's that's incredible to win. The All Ireland Scorn and Oak really was. That was a heck of an achievement, well done on that. Now, you were involved mainly sort of in traditional music, Gavin.
Yeah, my background, I've had a childhood of growing up listening to listen to CDs and the likes of the radio and things like that there as well. But I've had a musical family, fortunately. Both my mum and my dad played instruments as well as my granddad and my granny. They would have played music as well. They had a band. So, I've grown up listening to the likes of the country music from that, but I've also grown up listening to the likes of folk music and traditional music, which that maybe had a big impact on my childhood. And so the likes of the score and things like that, that's where I kind of came from too.
Right. Now, listen, you made a major inroad in music. You released an album, and it was called Living the Dream.
I did. I released an album, a debut album, about coming up on 2 years ago now. As you say, it was called Living the Dream. And it was made mostly of easy listening classics. The songs people would know. That's the kind of the thing I was going for. So it includes songs from the likes of Ralph McTell called Streets of London. And one you might have heard, the Furies singing Belfast Mill. As well as other songs such as The Old Man as well.
Indeed. They're all classic songs, and I must say they're recorded very well. Great. You did a cracking job on them.
Oh, thanks very much, Jerry. Thank you.
Now, one particular song which you had a huge amount of success with, and you managed to put your own little slant on it. You mentioned it there. The Furies have recorded it, so also the Dublin City Ramblers and numerous other people. But you certainly put your mark on it, and it went an absolute storm. It was released as a single as well. The song called Belfast Mill.
Yes, Belfast Mill was a song I had recorded on the album, and as you said, it has been very successful for me. I recorded a music video then last year for it, and it's been played on different things such as Spotify and iTunes and all the rest. But I thoroughly enjoyed the process of creating that. But luckily now it has been very successful for me. I think it has now something along the lines of 130 or 140,000 views.
That is incredible. That is absolutely astounding. For a new artist to come up with with a song and arrangement like that, and to get that amount of success on it is it certainly is unusual, and well done on it. Excellent.
Thanks very much. I owe it to the likes of yourself and all the radio stations for playing it to me, or for playing it for people and getting my name out there too. So thanks very much.
It's a real pleasure. Who are the people that you sort of looked up to in music?
Yeah, I suppose Ireland is full of people who you could look up to. The likes of Daniel O'Donnell, Tommy Fleming, I've also looked up to. Certain songs, like you might even hear him doing "Time I Love So Well." Again, that's another song I recorded in that album. And then you have the likes of Mike Denver, who's turning Ireland with his dances and his concerts. And then also like the Furies, groups like the Furies too. But then not forgetting Nathan Carter and Derek Ryan, who also have made a big impact on the industry too.
Indeed they have. Yeah, those certainly a wide variety there, and it is amazing actually the impact, and it's amazing actually for when you think about it. Ireland, I mean, it's a small country, but boy, we can certainly punch above our weight when it comes to music.
Yeah, it has. It definitely has a history of creating music that people enjoy, and it is spread throughout the world, spread globally. People enjoy Irish music all around the world.
Indeed so, and you can see that from as you mentioned there, Daniel O'Donnell, who was toured the world, the same as the likes of Foster and Allen, and viewers, people like that who literally have toured Australia, New Zealand, Canada, the US, into Europe as well.
Yeah, well, that's correct. Like I did a concert there with Tony Allen back in the start of February, just before pre-COVID. Which was great night as well. But as you say, Foster and Allen, they've had major success over the years too.
Indeed they have. I mean, undoubtedly the most successful international-wise of any Irish duo, and it's quite amazing. Like right through from the mid-1970s, they have been right on top of their game, and still are.
That's correct. You have songs even recently there, like Burning Bridges. You might know it's another popular hit. And as you say again, right around the world, it made its impact.
Indeed. And the strange thing actually about that particular recording was that it was a song that you would never ever have associated Foster and Allen with singing.
No, but again, a wee bit of a twist on it, and there you go.
Yeah, it just shows you. It just shows you. So tell me this, Gavin. What have you been spending your time at? I mean, you were doing numerous appearances and all the rest of it up until the advent of COVID, and then suddenly, the same as with every other singer and entertainer, it all came to a sudden stop. Yeah,
well, as you say there, like the likes of before COVID, pre-COVID, I was gigging around Ireland. I was lucky enough to do support for Derek Ryan. Charlton Oyster Festival. I was also meant to be doing support for Gavin Gribben this year in the Allingham Arms in Donegal, Bundoran. So like those things we got there, which I was very grateful for doing. But since the COVID, since everything can only fairly be done now through social media, I've been doing live streams on Facebook, and I've been putting up videos on Facebook and different things like that to hopefully lift people's spirits and to brighten their day.
Indeed.
And then I've also been involved in the likes of charity marathon. One of the things was Go Live for Libby, for a wee girl who had a disease. So they're trying to raise money. They're trying to raise money for it, which luckily they definitely had to have now. That's reached the target. So it's good to say that I've been involved in something that has made a positive impact in the darker days.
Indeed, well done. That raising money for Livy, Daniel O'Donnell, I believe, was involved in that also.
He was, yeah. Daniel was involved in it. Nathan Carter was involved in it. Different stars you might have heard of as well. All involved in it. And as I say, luckily, it did its job, and the money has been raised for little Livy. So I think she's on the road to recovery now.
That is absolutely excellent news, because I remember back in the sort of the start of lockdown, Daniel had mentioned all about it, and it was tried to raise money, and it seemed at the time as though I can't actually remember the exact figure, but it seemed to be an enormous amount of money, and in the middle of the first lockdown and everything else, it really was difficult to try and actually raise that money, you know. But well done to guys like yourself who who did this, and excellent, well done, great.
Thanks very much.
Great achievement. You were saying you did a marathon.
Yeah, the likes of charity marathons like that there. I'm also involved in an marathon now for an online marathon for My is the charity, is the name of it. It's a local charity based in Newcastle, and it's to raise money for mental health. So I'm involved in it. I'm doing a spot in it now. Hopefully you see a video for it now in the next week or two. And yeah, that's another kind of example from it.
Well done on that. Fair play. You must be pretty fit to be taking on marathons.
Well, as I say, social media marathons. I don't know if I could do it. If I could do as well in a physical marathon, but I suppose keeping myself fit these days is the thing that is important. Just to, as I say, to keep the mental health right as well.
Indeed. So well done. Well done on all of that. Like with in the times we have and the times that are in it. Well done on doing all of that. It's absolutely superb achievement.
Thank you.
And it looks as though at the moment there won't be anything happening certainly this side of Christmas or for the early part of next year in music.
No, it's hard to predict, Jerry. But at the moment, I'm just grateful. I started university there in September, so it's keeping me busy. And then, as I say, you have the likes of the social media posting videos and live streams. It's keeping me busy these days, but it's nothing like the real thing. I'm looking forward to getting back on the road and getting back, meeting people. And like, one of the most important things for me is you can see people enjoying themselves and see people clapping their hands and see people stamping their feet and seeing happy smiles. That's the positive reactions are the thing that keep me going. And then especially again, and I really enjoy chatting to the people after the live performances or after the shows. It's something that you probably wouldn't be able to do in most genres, and that's something that I really enjoy.
Yes, indeed. So many singers have said that to me that's one thing they do really miss is meeting people. Yeah,
it's not something, as I say, it's not something that every genre you can do in it, but it's hearing it from the people themselves, something really special.
Indeed it is, definitely is. Tell me, what course are you doing in university?
I am studying an undergraduate music degree.
Okay.
So a Bachelor of Honours music degree, so first of 4 years. I'm looking forward to the rest of the journey, as I say.
Right.
But yeah, no, it's going well for me so far. I'm really enjoying it.
That's excellent. That is excellent. Gavin, listen, it's been lovely to chat to you, lovely to catch up with you, and listen, I wish you all the success in the world, in the university course, in all the other things you're doing, and listen, when it's safe to do so, I'm looking forward to catching up with you on stage.
Thanks very much, Jerry. Thank you very much for having me on the show today. It's been a pleasure.
Real.
I'd just like to say a quick hello to all your listeners, and I'd also like to thank everyone for all the lovely messages I've received over the last few months, and especially as well for requesting my music and all the support as well. So thanks very much.